Why do you got to drive me crazy every Sunday with like, oh, we fell behind and it's a big game and now Russell's got to go crazy backyard football magic man?
Yeah.
You know what is it? Why can't we find that rhythm earlier in the game at times?
I think that's what we got to figure out. As we're going throughout this offseason, and we're trying to capture that earlier on. Because I think we do it really well. I really know kind of what I want to get after them and how we want to get after them, especially in those moments. And guys just make plays in those moments. I think the freedom of just going after and just scoring as many points. That's kind of what the Chiefs do. To be honest with you, they do a really good job. Andy Reid and Mahomes, they do a really good job of getting up to the ball, playing with their playmakers, and finding a way to make plays. And they score more points than everybody else.
Russell Wilson from last week with us at the Super Bowl. It kind of sounds like, Peter King, that Russell Wilson is maybe looking for a little more freedom in the offense, looking for maybe some more up-tempo play, put the pedal to the metal and go out and score a bunch of points, trust your guys, and get away from that more manufactured and structured offense that the Seahawks otherwise use.
Look, in 2018, the Seahawks basically in having one of the top 3 running games in football, and I think statistically it was the top running game in football according to most metrics. I think that caused Seattle in 2019 to say, okay, that is our bread and butter. Even though we got this great quarterback in Russell Wilson, we're going to control the clock and we are going to limit the number of possessions by the opposition, and that's how we're going to play. Well, it didn't work quite as well this year. And it turns out by the end of the year, they had to turn to Marshawn Lynch to scotch tape their running game together, at the most important time of the year. I believe that what Seattle needs to do is to find and develop a tight end alongside Jacob Hollister. And to go forward, I think their receiving weapons are good, but they need one more, and they need to continue to fortify the offensive line. In my opinion, I like that offense. I think Chris is right. I like that offense when it's up-tempo. When Russell Wilson is putting his foot on the throat of the defense, they should do more of that.
Yeah, agreed. I agree with Peter that they need one more weapon within the offense, too. Because I don't think we can sit here and just go, oh, the defense is going to turn the corner this year. The defense, it's a work in progress. Do I think it's going to get better? But, hey, that defense was below average this year as far as the NFL is concerned. They were somewhere ranked in the 20s. I just want to make sure I got that right. But I'm pretty sure they were. They were the 26th ranked defense in football. But yet there was still a lot of games where they play, we're going to run the ball first, and we're going to try to control the clock and do all that. Then it doesn't really work out, and their defense lets up points because it's not the same dominant defense that we've seen. And then it's like, hey, Russell, save us. We're not dominating the run game. And, I understand that Pete Carroll is a defensive coach. It's the way he wants to play. But, yes, in my assessment and, like, kind of agreeing with Peter here, I'd like to see Seattle be a little bit more aggressive early in games. Put the game in Russell Wilson's hands a little bit more. Like he said with the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City puts pressure on you. It's not always these mind-blowing concepts, but because of the talent of the receivers and the quarterback, they push people downfield, and then Mahomes can buy time deep in the pocket, and that stresses a defense to cover the whole field. Russell Wilson can have that same effect. I just wish they would do that a little bit more instead of always trying to live through the run and then going, oh, damn, it doesn't work, like Green Bay in the playoffs this year or the previous year in Dallas. So remember, we were saying the same thing. What took so long to get in the passing game? I do think that's something they need to evaluate.
It really is strange. He's the highest paid quarterback in the history of the game at $35 million per year. But I sense there's always that restraint when it comes to using him to his full abilities. We've seen what he can do. I don't understand why there's that hesitation to just say he's the center of the universe and we are going to let him go out and create. We are going to put the ball in his hands. I mean, I'm still bothered, Peter, by 4th and 11, punting the ball back to Aaron Rodgers when you've got Russell Wilson and, hey, take a few steps back, look at one read. If it's not there, take off. And we've seen that he can get that first down. And it irritates the hell out of me that they punted there. You have Russell Wilson. They have Aaron Rodgers. You keep the ball in the hands of Russell Wilson. You trust him more. I don't know why there's that reluctance to trust him the way that they should.
I would not have gone for it. I would have punted just the way they did on that play. And I think a lot of times you look at situations like that And on the ensuing drive, Aaron Rodgers completed what? A 3rd and 7, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 9, and 3rd and 8, I believe, on that ensuing drive, at least 2 of those. And what's crazy about that is on one of them, on the biggest play to Devontae Adams, the one where Aaron Rodgers made the throw of the day, the guy covering him was basically a guy who played 20 snaps all year or whatever. I'm exaggerating, but who hadn't played at all. And so I think sometimes you got to rely on coaches to put people in the right position.
Yep.
You can't have neophytes covering Devontae Adams on the biggest play of the game. You know, sometimes you have to blame people other than the head coach, in my opinion, because players need to make plays. Coaches need to put players in the right position to make plays.
Yeah, that's
If only they'd had Joe Turdball to cover Devontae Adams, they would have been fine.
Joe Turdball making big money. Only him. But yeah, to me, again, and Pete Carroll, all-time great coach, right? And he's won with this formula since he's been in the NFL. But this is, to me, where I want to go to Pete Carroll. Like, hey, look at Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick won the first 3 Super Bowls, right? With kind of like, hey, we're going to run the ball, control the clock. Brady will make some big clutch throws when we need it, and we'll play defense. And then, hey, defense started to get a little older, and he started to realize, whoa, I got this Tom Brady guy. He's really good. Hey, let's spread it out. Let's get Wes Welker and Julian Edelman and just start throwing at 40 because that's the strength of our team. And I just don't know. Seattle just hasn't quite got there yet. They need to get to that point. Expand the schemes in the passing offense. It's a little simplistic to me at times as far as what the plays are themselves. It's too much pressure on Russell that way. To what Peter's saying, they need to put guys a little bit more in the, the area of like, here, this is a great play, and it's going to be successful, and you'll be successful, and hopefully they can do that this offseason.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.